thank you very much, Rashid, and to you, Mustafa, as well. And a very good afternoon to all the panelists and all the participants. I want to particularly thank someone I would choose to call the chairman and a mentor as well, Professor Ojebode, for his wonderful presentation. As a matter of fact, when he was giving his presentation, I almost sent Mustafa a message to say I have nothing else to say, because he virtually, touched a lot of things that I would have loved to mention. And of course, Dr. Mustafa as well, profound, and Mr. Kasum. Now, I'll just, because of want of time, just say some of the things that have not been said already. And I'd like to start from where Mr. Lekon, who, by the way, gave a wonderful presentation as well, where he stopped. I might be mistaken, but from where I was sitting, it was as though Mr. Lekon was calling out social media, as part of the problem, as it were. But I'd like to say something very quickly, that if there's anything that social media has done in this whole situation over the years, not necessarily just with regards to the NSAS protest or what happened in Mozambique, in Mali, Nigeria, it's the fact that you are now able to verify information using social media. You are now able to verify information using social media. And when people are unable to do that, it is either because they are malicious or they actually do not know how to do that. And that is why I would like to tell Dr. Mustafa's path when he said there has to be a lot of education that is going on. Now, when we speak of information disorder, I'd also like to look at it from another small perspective, apart from the misinformation, disinformation, and malinformation. There's also the aspect of innocent, negligent, and fraudulent. Innocent, negligent, and fraudulent information disorder, as it were. Now, there are some people that share information once they receive it because they don't know any better. And these people also abound in society. So when they hear someone has been shot, they just share. But then there's another group. And traditional media is caught in this web, the negligent ones. Okay, we remember the story of AIT when it talked about the Communicable Center in Abuja, being on fire. I remember that the CNN, and by the way, this thing is both local and international. Okay, I remember that in 2011, there was someone working for CNN. I don't know if Mustafa will remember this story, but there was someone working for CNN called Christian Purefoy. In 2011, when the 2011 elections were going on in Nigeria, just at 7 a.m., it wasn't 7:30 yet, Christian Purefoy tweeted two stories. The first one, bomb blast in Katsina. The second one, shooting in Maiduguri. And we were in Ghana. I studied in the north, and so I had privilege of, contacting a few people. We contacted the Katsina Police Command. We contacted the Maiduguri Police Command. And they made it very clear that no such thing had happened. And in my living room, we started a movement called Stand Against CNN Today. Now, after that movement began, CNN did not report any other story about the 2011 election until they reported that Goodluck Jonathan had been declared winner. Now, that's mainstream media. And that is media that ought to know better in terms of how to verify. The BBC came out after the NSAS protest to apologize for some of the information that they shared. That was very negligent because they should have verified information. And that's one of the beautiful things that social media has given us. Because back in 2004, while I was living in Jos, I remember that I got a call from Canada that said that an international media as well had published about the killing of 300 people in Jos. And I was like, I am in Jos. I'm just coming back from work. No such thing had happened. But as at that time, social media was not available for verification. And then you have another group of people that are very fraudulent about this whole scheme. And permit me to say, with profound respect to our friend that is the police officer and every other person, the government plays a very interesting role in this. Some people try to call it propaganda, but the government has benefited so much from information disorder. And so if you ask me, will information disorder ever stop? I'll tell you a categorical no. And we should stop pretending that it's ever going to stop, because it is very, very beneficial, especially in African democracies that you can almost call benevolent dictatorships. We don't have democracy in Africa yet, you know, especially in West Africa. What we are dealing with, okay, maybe Ghana is different, okay, but in so many other parts of West Africa, what we have is a benevolent dictatorship and not a democracy. But the beautiful thing about the whole thing is, first, it cannot stop. But the law has also made provisions for how some of these things will be addressed. And that is why we have, you know, issues like defamation, you know, and the publication of seditious documents. You write something against me, I can sue you if it is not true, because the strongest defense you have in the area of defamation is truth. The concern we must pay attention to would now have to be with the approach of government when it comes to issues of protest and you know, information or dissenting views that have to do with government. Every time you disagree with government, the government in West Africa kind of sees it as a confrontation. And if you permit me to zero into Nigeria, okay, that is one of the biggest challenges that we have had. The fact that government does not understand that what we should have, if we truly have a democracy, is participatory governance. You will not get it right always. And people will need to stand up, and speak out concerning whatever it is that is going on. The people that are wrong, of course, there are legal means to approach them. But just as Prof said, if all you want to do is give a dog a bad name just in order to hang it, it's going to continue to increase the problem and tear society apart. So my suggestion in conclusion is, first, we must think about creating more information so that the innocent aspect of information disorder will you know, be greatly ameliorated, or even you know, completely eradicated. Let there be a lot of information so people would know that whenever you get information, verify it. There were so many people that they said, oh, died during the protest. And some of them even came out on Twitter and Facebook and said, oh, I'm not alive. I'm alive. I wasn't even at the protest. You know, and that's a beautiful way to look at it. So when there's information, let us verify. And government should also be very forthcoming with sharing information, because if government does not share information and share information at the right time, conspiracy theories will continue to happen and information disorder will continue to flash. Thank you very much.